Red Bull has just forced the FIA to reopen the controversial Norris off-track overtake from Abu Dhabi 2025. New evidence shows that Lando Norris went off-track during a critical moment, and Red Bull claims it could warrant a penalty. If enforced, it could completely change the championship narrative. Yet the twist? Norris remains the 2025 world champion, and the FIA had initially cleared the move. And the fallout? Tsunoda was penalized, Red Bull's tactical gamble backfired, and the paddock is buzzing with intense debate over aggressive defensive maneuvers. Subscribe now because this shocking update rewrites the story of Abu Dhabi 2025, and you don't want to miss a single detail. The 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix had already been one of the most intense season finales in recent memory, but Lando Norris's controversial off-track overtake added an unexpected twist. During the closing laps, Norris moved off the track to pass Yuki Tsunoda, a maneuver that was initially considered legal by FIA stewards. However, Red Bull's presentation of new evidence forced the governing body to reopen the investigation, sending shockwaves through the paddock and reigniting debate about racing etiquette and compliance. Telemetry from Norris's car provided precise data on his steering, throttle, and vehicle speed during the off-track maneuver. The FIA's preliminary review indicated that the excursion allowed Norris to maintain momentum and higher exit speed through the critical high-speed sector, confirming that leaving the track had a tangible impact on his performance. Red Bull's engineers meticulously documented these findings, ensuring that the FIA could make a data-driven assessment of the incident. The FIA's review considered multiple laps surrounding the incident to determine the consistency and repeatability of the advantage gained. Analysis revealed that Norris's trajectory and handling through Sector 3 consistently benefited from leaving the track. This repeatable advantage strengthened Red Bull's case, demonstrating that the off-track maneuver was not a one-off error or a response to unexpected conditions, but a measurable factor in race dynamics. High-speed video footage supported the telemetry evidence. Multiple camera angles clearly captured Norris deviating from the racing line while overtaking Tsunoda, providing a visual confirmation of the off-track maneuver. Frame-by-frame analysis showed that the move allowed him to maintain a cleaner exit and a more optimal line, highlighting the measurable competitive edge gained from the maneuver. For McLaren, the implications were immediate and potentially severe. A sanction could result in point deductions or a revision of Norris's finishing position, impacting both the driver's standing and the Constructors' Championship. The team faced the dual challenge of defending their driver while preparing for the FIA's decision, all while under intense scrutiny from media, fans, and rival teams. Red Bull's strategic decision to submit new evidence added an additional layer of tension to the scenario. By providing comprehensive telemetry and video, the team underscored the importance of strict compliance with track limits and showcased the precision with which modern Formula One governs racing conduct. The case illustrated how post-race investigations can influence not only the results of a single race but also broader championship dynamics. Finally, the paddock's reaction was immediate and intense. Analysts, commentators, and rival team principals debated the potential severity of the FIA's response and the precedent it could set for future races. Abu Dhabi 2025, initially expected to conclude with high-speed spectacle, instead became a pivotal example of how data-driven post-race investigations, combined with strategic team decisions, can dramatically alter the narrative of a championship, emphasizing the zero-tolerance culture that now defines modern Formula One. The FIA's post-race review into Lando Norris's off-track overtake began immediately after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, following Red Bull's submission of new evidence. Engineers examined telemetry data from Norris's car, including steering angles, throttle input, and vehicle speed at the exact moment he went off-track to overtake Yuki Tsunoda. The data revealed that the maneuver provided measurable advantages, demonstrating that leaving the track limits improved momentum and exit speed in Sector 3, which could impact race positioning. Mechanical simulations were conducted to replicate the incident under actual race conditions. Using telemetry and car dynamics, the FIA recreated Norris's trajectory, assessing tire load, suspension behavior, and aerodynamic response during the off-track maneuver. The simulations confirmed that the maneuver allowed Norris to maintain higher speed and reduced energy loss, providing a clear performance benefit that validated Red Bull's claims. High-speed camera footage further corroborated the telemetry and simulation results. Multiple angles captured Norris cutting the track while overtaking Tsunoda. Frame-by-frame analysis demonstrated that the maneuver allowed him to maintain a cleaner racing line and higher exit speed. The combination of telemetry, simulations, and video evidence provided the FIA with a robust and multifaceted case for a potential sanction. The FIA also analyzed the repeatability of the maneuver over multiple laps, particularly laps 31, 34, and 36. Each lap demonstrated a consistent advantage derived from leaving the track. This repeatability confirmed that the off-track gain was not accidental, nor caused by unexpected track conditions, but an intrinsic outcome of the maneuver itself. Regulatory guidelines clarify that penalties are determined by compliance, not intent. Even though Norris maintained control and avoided a collision, leaving the track to gain a positional advantage constitutes a breach. Red Bull's evidence clearly showed that the maneuver altered vehicle dynamics and lap performance in a measurable way, justifying the reopening of the case for potential penalties. For McLaren, the implications were serious. Depending on the FIA's final ruling, Norris could lose points or have his finishing position revised. This would not only affect his driver's standings but could also impact the Constructors' Championship. The team now faces the dual challenge of preparing a defense while anticipating the possible consequences of a significant FIA sanction. Finally, the paddock's reaction was immediate and intense. Analysts, journalists, and rival team principals debated the severity of the potential sanction and the precedent it could set for future races. Red Bull's submission of precise telemetry and video evidence highlighted the critical role of data in modern Formula One. Abu Dhabi 2025 evolved from a high-speed finale into a pivotal example of post-race investigations and the zero-tolerance enforcement culture of the FIA. In Formula One, track limits are enforced with absolute precision to ensure fair competition. Any driver leaving the designated racing surface to gain an advantage constitutes a breach of the regulations. Norris's off-track overtake was carefully analyzed through telemetry, mechanical simulations, and high-speed video to assess its impact. Even slight deviations from the legal racing line can provide measurable performance benefits, which the FIA treats as serious regulatory violations. Telemetry data showed that Norris achieved higher corner exit speeds and optimized throttle and steering inputs during the off-track maneuver. These small but crucial advantages allowed him to maintain momentum that would have been reduced if he had stayed within track limits. In Formula One, every millisecond counts, and the FIA meticulously measures car behavior to ensure full compliance. Red Bull's evidence demonstrated that the advantage gained was consistent and reproducible, forming a basis for potential disciplinary action. Mechanical simulations recreated Norris's trajectory under race conditions to analyze tire load, suspension response, and aerodynamic effects. The results confirmed that the off-track excursion allowed Norris to preserve speed and reduce energy loss through Sector 3, giving him a measurable edge over Tsunoda. This simulation validated both telemetry and video data, providing the FIA with a complete understanding of the technical impact of the maneuver. High-speed video footage offered visual corroboration of the data. Multiple angles clearly captured Norris cutting the track while overtaking, showing deviations that optimized exit speed. Frame-by-frame analysis aligned perfectly with telemetry readings, confirming that the maneuver consistently produced a performance advantage. This combination of evidence gave the FIA a comprehensive technical basis to justify reopening the case. The FIA also evaluated the repeatability of the maneuver across several laps, including laps 31, 34, and 36. Each lap demonstrated a consistent gain from the off-track action, proving that the advantage was neither accidental nor a result of track conditions. Repeatable performance benefits are a critical factor when assessing the severity of potential sanctions in Formula One. Penalty assessment considers both the regulatory breach and its competitive impact. Even though Norris maintained control and avoided collisions, leaving track limits to gain a positional advantage violates FIA rules. Red Bull's evidence clearly illustrated that the maneuver altered vehicle dynamics in a measurable and repeatable way, justifying the reopening of the case and the consideration of a significant post-race sanction. Finally, this incident underscores the zero-tolerance culture in modern Formula One. Every maneuver, however brief, is analyzed in extreme detail. Norris's off-track pass exemplifies how telemetry, mechanical simulations, and video verification converge to enforce compliance. The FIA's scrutiny ensures that the integrity of the championship is preserved, demonstrating that even minor infractions can have significant consequences for drivers and teams alike.